Welcome, everyone, to Turtle's D&D Ideas channel. This is our third deep dive, and we've got something really interesting lined up for you today.
We definitely do. We've been looking through a really cool Dungeons & Dragons adventure module.
That's right. We're diving into Call of the Abyss. It's an adventure that pulls you deep, deep down into the Underdark, right into the middle of Drow society.
And our goal here, is to unpack this module. We want to highlight the important bits, the plot, key characters, the places, what makes it unique.
Yeah, kind of pull out the useful stuff.
Exactly. Give you the core ideas.
So if you're maybe a dungeon master thinking about running this, or even just a player who's curious about these, complex Drow stories,
Yeah.
we're going to break down what really matters.
And the source material tells us it's pitched for mid to high levels, say levels 7 to 10, for about 4 to 6 players.
Right.
And it really leans into intrigue, betrayal, forgotten power. Kind of inspired by the Driss legends, actually.
Oh, cool. And the hook they use to get things started, it's really strong. It's a shared dream vision that all the players get.
Yeah, it's a great way to unify the party right off the bat. It's this image of a crying obsidian mask, and it whispers in Elvish.
What does it say?
Something like, "Truth lies buried in the abyss. Follow the blood that never dries."
Ooh, creepy. Gives you chills, right?
Totally.
And it works because it's so mysterious. Could be tied to their past, maybe a divine thing,
Yeah.
or just, you want to know what it means.
Exactly. So whatever their individual reason, this dream points them all towards Velkanzar, this fissure, like a collapsed tunnel that just recently opened up into the Underdark.
Okay, so Velkanzar is the way in, the start of Act 1, the descent.
Right. They call it the Abyssal Maw. Sounds inviting, huh? You're going down this jagged, unstable path into the darkness.
And the descriptions of the Underdark here, they immediately set a tone. It's not just dark, it's alien. These dangerous bioluminescent caverns.
You've got fields of glowing fungus. You hear these chittering insect sounds all around you.
Yeah, unsettling. And the light is all weird, these eerie blues and purples coming off the lichen, covering everything. It feels like a different world.
Definitely. Oh, and there's a neat little detail in Velkanzar itself, these things called windswept crystals.
Windswept crystals, what do they do?
Apparently they're sensitive to planar stuff. They amplify whispers from other planes.
Whoa. So you're hearing faint voices, maybe screams.
Could be anything, right? Bits of strange languages, echoes. It just layers on the mystery and the dread right from the start.
Nice touch. Okay, so you're down there taking all this in, and then you run into someone important.
Yes, early on you meet Shalzira. She's described as a rogue Drow exile, a survivor, a spy.
And she's got info.
Crucial info. She's the one who warns the party about something called the Web of Silence.
The Web of Silence. Sounds ominous. Not just another Drow house.
No, the source presents it as more of a cult, a rising power within the Underdark. And their goal is way bigger than just grabbing political power.
Bigger how?
They're trying to awaken something ancient, something that might even be older and more powerful than Loth herself.
Wow. Okay, so Shalzira basically drops this huge conspiracy on the players. This isn't typical Droward backstabbing. This is something potentially world-changing.
Pretty much. And that warning, that mystery, is what really pushes the party deeper into Act 2, which focuses on the intrigue within the Obsidian City.
The Obsidian City. That's Salzanath, right? Tell us about it.
It sounds amazing. It's described as this massive drow city, but it's carved inside a giant geode.
Inside a geode, so crystal walls everywhere.
Imagine. Streets shimmering with crushed gems worked into the stone. It's beautiful, but the source stresses that it's a city built on shaky ground politically.
Full of factions watching each other.
Constantly. And the adventure points you towards one house in particular, House Narzeth.
What's their deal?
That's the mystery. They used to be minor, almost nobody. But suddenly they're shooting up in power really fast, and nobody knows how.
So the players need to figure that out. How are they doing it? Is it legit?
Exactly. And the adventure suggests a great way to investigate. Attending a masquerade ball thrown by the head of the house, Matron Drellith Narzeth.
A Drow masquerade ball inside a giant geode city. That sounds incredible. What's the matron like?
Described as super charismatic, but also totally ruthless, power-hungry. Apparently, she has ambitions of becoming a god herself.
Okay, intense. So the ball is a perfect setting for sneaking around, gathering clues, maybe some social maneuvering.
Definitely. It's a social battlefield,
Yeah.
and this is where players can uncover the big secret behind House Narzeth's rise.
Or Jess.
It's tied to an ancient artifact, the Heart of Rizzo.
The Heart of Urza, what is it? Just a magic rock?
Not quite. The source says it's actually a sentient crystal. It pulses with abyssal energy.
Sentient, like there's something inside it.
Precisely, an entity named Verzel, the Forgotten Voice, and it offers things forbidden knowledge, ancient truths, immense power.
But there's a catch, right?
Always. The price is worship, service.
Mhm.
Basically, House Narzeth made a pact with this ancient, maybe abyssal being.
Ah, so that's where the power comes from. They're trading loyalty for influence.
And that unholy alliance is shaking up the whole power structure in Zalzanath, which naturally leads the players to dig even deeper.
Okay, so we know the how. Where does Act 3 take us? Secrets beneath the city.
You go down, literally beneath Zalzanath, into a place called the Silken Catacombs.
Silken catacombs. Given the Drow thing, I'm guessing lots of webs.
Oh, yeah. It's described as a forbidden labyrinth, ruins covered in webs. But it's more than just spooky tunnels.
How so?
This is where parts of Drow history they don't want known are hidden, history that's been deliberately erased. It's also a place where unsanctioned magic happens. The source says the halls echo with the voices of the dead.
Okay, maximum creep factor achieved.
Yeah.
And this is where that cult, the Web of Silence, hangs out.
It's where they perform their rituals, yeah. Which means players going down there are likely to run into their guardians.
Like what?
Driders are mentioned specifically, lurking in the web-filled darkness.
Lovely. So, dangers abound. But there's got to be something to find down there besides monsters and echoes, right?
Absolutely. This is where players can find ancient murals.
Murals depicting what?
A secret history. The story of the fall of the first house of the Drow. An event that's been totally wiped from official records. It hints at a huge conspiracy, turning the past to what's happening now.
And is there another artifact down here? Seems like artifacts are key.
There is. The Mask of Forgotten Truths.
Mask of Forgotten Truths. Sounds powerful. What's its story?
Legend says it reveals the original face of the Drow, like what they were before Lolth and all the corruption.
Whoa, that could rewrite everything you think you know about Drow. What does it do, like, mechanically?
The source says when you wear it, you can see the true motives of anyone you look at.
In a city like Zelzanath, full of lies, that's insanely powerful.
Incredibly, cut right through the deception, but there's a cost, a big one.
Knew it? What is it? Hit points. Sanity.
Even more personal. The source says it costs the wearer one memory every single time they use it.
One memory, like a piece of your own past, gone.
Exactly. You sacrifice bits of yourself, your identity, to see the truth in others. It's a fantastic role-playing cost.
Yeah, that's brutal. What are you willing to forget? Really ties into those themes of truth and cost we talked about.
It absolutely does. And discovering this mask, understanding the power and the price, sets up the final act, Act 4, the Awakening.
This is the big confrontation, right?
This is it. The players track down the Web of Silence, likely finding them in the middle of their big ritual, probably using the Heart of Herzel and maybe other things they've found.
And this is where the players face that huge choice the adventure builds towards.
Right. The source lays it out pretty clearly. Option 1, destroy the relics. Stop the ritual.
Yeah.
This basically keeps things as they are. The current Lolth-dominated, pretty corrupt power balance in the Underdark stays intact.
Okay, maintain the flawed status quo. What's option 2?
Option 2, unleash the truth. Let the ritual finish, maybe. Or interact with the relics, release Verzel's knowledge, expose that forgotten history locked away in the mask and the murals. This path, it could potentially break Loth's grip on the Drow.
But it's not presented as the good option, is it?
No, not at all. There's no easy win here. The source makes a point of saying either choice has massive consequences. Destroying the relics props up a system built on lies. Unleashing the truth could lead to total chaos, civil war, maybe something worse, but also maybe redemption.
So the player's decision genuinely changes the future of the Underdark in a big way.
A huge way. It explicitly says their choice will significantly reshape the political map down there. Real player agency with tangible impact.
That's awesome. Now, besides the main plot, the source mentioned other cool details, right? Other locations and stuff.
Yeah, it fleshes out the world nicely. Like there's the Whisperroot Grove.
Whisperroot Grove. Sounds fungal.
Totally. It's a fungal forest, but the twist is the mushrooms mimic sounds they've heard.
Wait, so you walk through and hear voices? Echoes?
Yeah. Imagine hearing distorted whispers, fragments of old arguments, maybe cries for help, just coming from the mushrooms around you. Super creepy.
Definitely adds to the atmosphere. Is there anything else in the grove?
There's a potential ally. A really unique one called Drow Bear.
Drow bear. Like
Yeah.
an owl bear made of drow.
But close. His actual name is Funger. He's described as a sentient owlbear-sized creature made of fungus,
Made of fungus? That's wild.
apparently bred by some renegade druids. And the cool part is, the source says if the party is kind to him, he might actually join them as a companion.
A giant fungus beast buddy in the Underdark. I love it. That could lead to some interesting solutions.
For sure. And there are other cool items mentioned too, besides the big plot ones.
Like what?
There's the Whisperfang dagger.
Whisperfang. What's its gimmick?
It's this obsidian dagger, and get this, it records the final words of anyone it kills.
Whoa, dark. But potentially useful. Maybe those last words hold clues.
Could be. The source kind of hints at that.
Yeah.
Then there's the Cloak of the Geode Bloom.
Geobloom. Sparkly.
It actually changes color, helps you blend into stone environments. Camouflage. Plus, once a day, you can use it to meld into stone.
Oh, perfect for stealth or making a quick getaway underground.
Exactly. These smaller things, the weird locations, the unique potential allies, the thematic items, they really make the Underdark feel more alive and give players more tools than just swords and spells.
Yeah, and it sounds like even these smaller details reinforce the main ideas the adventure is exploring.
Absolutely. The source is pretty clear about the core themes driving everything. First up is power versus truth.
That feels central, especially with the climax, right? Do you keep the powerful lies going, or risk it all for a potentially messy truth? That whole dilemma with the heart and the mask.
Nailed it. Then there's corruption and legacy. The adventure is asking, are the Drow just doomed to be Lolth's puppets forever? Or is there a chance for them to break free, to find redemption, to deal with their history?
And you can't have Drow without intrigue and betrayal, can you?
Pretty much baked in. The whole adventure hinges on unstable alliances, hidden motives. You can't trust anyone. Which, again, makes that Mask of Forgotten Truths super relevant if you're willing to pay the price.
It sounds like the designers really wanted to push player agency and, like, creative problem solving.
Hugely. It's not about finding the one right path. The source encourages GMs to roll with whatever clever, maybe unexpected solutions the players come up with.
Did it give examples of those kinds of solutions?
Yeah, it listed several possibilities just to show the range, like diplomatic infiltration of House Narzeth.
So instead of fighting, you talk your way in. Use the masquerade ball to schmooze or plant rumors.
Exactly. Or cult subversion, maybe try to join the Web of Silence, pretend to be one of them, and wreck things from the inside.
Interesting. And you don't just have to destroy the artifacts.
Nope, it mentions artifact bargaining. Maybe you try to make a deal with Herzel yourself. Or figure out how to transfer its power or control it instead of just smashing the crystal.
What about those druids in the Whisperroot Grove?
Forming a druidic alliance is another path. Maybe their unique nature magic, their knowledge of the Underdark's ecosystem, could help fight the cult or Lolth's influence.
And using Funger, the Drowbear.
Definitely a strategic option. He might know secret paths through the catacombs, sense danger, or just be a big fungal wrecking ball when you need one.
Okay, one more of that mask. Could you use it offensively?
The source mentions memory forging, using the mask's truth-seeing power, despite the memory cost, to actively mess with NPC memories.
Like turning a loyal guard against their master. Or revealing a secret to spark a war between houses.
Precisely those kinds of manipulations. These examples just drive home the main idea. Engage with the world, question everything, and understand your choices have real, lasting consequences. There isn't just a good or bad ending, just transformation.
Makes it sound really dynamic and replayable.
Totally. And it's clearly set up to be more than just a one-off adventure.
Like it leads into other things.
Yeah, the source notes it's a great springboard for more Underdark campaigns. Whatever the players choose fundamentally changes the political situation down there, creating new plot hooks.
Could also be a way to introduce new character options. All right. Like playing an exiled Drow trying to find a new path, or maybe one of those Underdark druids.
For sure. It's positioned as a catalyst, something that can kick off major world-shaking events in your wider D&D campaign world.
Wow. Okay, well, that was quite the deep dive into Call of the Abyss. We hit the hook, the descent, the glittering danger of Zalzanoth, the creepy catacombs, those unique allies and items, and that really tough climactic choice.
It really packs a lot in. Complex themes, tough moral questions, and just a really vivid portrayal of the Underdark.
Yeah, and kind of seeing how it's all put together, the acts, the themes, the branching possibilities, it helps you appreciate the design, whether you plan to run it, play it, or just borrow ideas for your own game.
It's definitely a solid adventure for those mid to high level characters, making them think beyond just hacking and slashing.
And it leaves you, the listener, with that big final question, doesn't it? That choice at the end. faced with preserving a stable, if corrupt, present, versus unleashing a chaotic but maybe ultimately cleansing truth. What would you do? Which way would you lean?
It's a tough call. Definitely something to chew on for your character and maybe even outside the game.
Well, that's all we have time for on this deep dive. We really hope you enjoyed it and found it useful. If you did, please think about hitting that like button and subscribing to Tyrell's D&D Ideas channel. It really does help us keep making these.
Yeah, thanks so much for listening, everyone. We hope to see you back here for the next deep dive.